guys. Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome back to Mzansi. We're back. It is that time where we have to tell you and give it to you how it happened, right? It's not an issue. But a bodyguard, before we go in, a so-called bodyguard of General Sibiya,
yes,
who happens to be a fan of Sibiya a lot, has been talking, saying that Sibiya is a very helpful man. I don't know if everyone is sharing the very sentiments that he's sharing. I mean, we all have different encounters with different people. I guess for him, all is good. I'm not going to speak for anyone else, but for him, all is good to such an extent that he had, because of the security, he had to borrow Sibiya armored, is that how they put it? Car. For the car that has bulletproofs and whatnot. So that's what he said he was doing. And he claims he knows Khumalo. Yeah, he could have called him and talked to him and all that. Yeah, but question marks are there. All the way from Richards Bay. Yes, you are saying it's one case of 18 charges that you were found guilty for. And you were nabbed. That's how he put it. Nabbed on the butt. And then you had to pay. That's all. That's all.
What about the rest? Because it's 34.
No, it says it's 18, the one he was charged for, he was found guilty for. Okay, that's all. Would that situation be the same if it was me?
No.
You know, was the judge going to do that, nab it on the butt and ask me to go work my ass off and pay whatever that I need to pay?
Never.
Never, right? I'll be rotting in jail.
BALOYI is taking his sweet time.
Yes. Nice life problems. And then I guess it makes sense for you to say, yeah, to me, this man was very reactive, which explained the situation now of Richards Bay, right? Apparently, this man says the people who were dying are not in the company, they were from outside. And guess who provided the national team that came there to assist?
Who?
General Sibiya.
Icon.
We don't want to talk about anything. Just continue. Let's do what we do. We are here for Senzo's case. I forgot. It all started there in any case.
Yeah.
You know, other people
2014.
cannot separate them with anything that goes wrong or right. I guess it is happening. And let's talk about it. Let's see where it puts us.
You know what also killed me? When that man said that he was a legal advisor of General Sibiya. That's why I was sitting there at Parliament ad hoc behind him. Not legal advisor.
So you gave him a car to protect himself because you felt he was in danger. And then on the other side, you are a legal advisor.
The legal advisor.
And
That's
then on
what
the other
caught me off
side,
guard.
he
like,
has helped you before when you called for help.
legal advisor. I don't know.
Right. I guess everyone is a legal advisor. If you are not forensic, you are a legal advisor. Be careful. Be careful. These days, everything is possible.
So
if you are not an interested person, citizen who influences the decisions, single-handedly influencing the decisions that should be taken for or by people, many people. You are capable of making people do things, disband. You know, others are capable of putting people in jail as
advocating for them to get arrested.
Independent forensic investigators. Yeah, but for it,
they start with preaching. Must be arrested. They need to get arrested.
The question is, Gandhi, what is capture, my friend? Do you even understand the word capture now? When do we start declaring certain things as being captured, fully captured? Or that word was just used once and it shall never be used again? It's okay. It's not my story. But these people, they take strategic position.
Yes.
Very strategic position.
Yes.
That you wouldn't think of them as big things.
Yes.
Like, I mean, SAPS, what is that? A whole person who just focus his entire life until they go to grave advising police.
Matia check ukuthi what are they qualified for? What is the credentials that has made them want to advise police? What is the CV looking like? The CV looks nothing like what you would expect. Nothing. You know. Did you hear about that footage of a person? I think it's a man on ENCA talking about what had happened with the shooting of Brown Mohotsi's car.
No.
Well, he did narrate what was happening. When he told the story, I was following for those 2 minutes. And then he lost me at the end when he said that the lady and Brown Mohotsi were standing outside of the car and shooting at the car. I'm like, wait, what? What? Is it the English?
I saw a picture of that.
Is it an English that is... Is it because maybe they should have interviewed him in his language? He's saying that he's CPF at Foslorus. And on the incident, they saw Brown with a lady. And then that what had happened is that Brown got out of the car and they started shooting at the car. And then he went to the toilet. There's a toilet there close to the car. And then Sergeant Mangena, yes, Sergeant Mangena was the ballistic forensic person who examined that piece of evidence, which was that red chef.
Mangena?
Yes. Mangena from Senzo's case, yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was the one examining the evidence.
Oh.
I'm very interested to hear what the findings are going to be.
Yeah. They are going to be what they say it is. That's how we can put it.
Oh, Brown Magiti. It's not only raining, it's pouring. They're saying that the police want to seize his electronic equipment.
They are going to be exactly what they say it is. If those ones are there, it's okay. All is well and good.
But he stopped the CPF guy. The CPF guy was like, he stopped me from calling the police. He said that the police are looking for him.
Oh.
How the CPF guy?
Yeah.
Why did he take that interview?
Yeah. Asithemba ukuthi usafe la kakhona. But ke nansi indaba. Nayo CPF guy Nkosi yamaphephe. Hey, athi ukhuluma kakhulu.
CPF guy.
Ngicabanga nje ukuthi ubuse France ubone yonke into leyo uzoxoxa.
Hey.
Habe. Kuyafiwa la ngaphandle bafethu. Be careful.
Politiki yama South Africa.
Bakhona abantu abafanele ukuthi bakhulume. Bayakhuluma bona akwenzeki lutho kubo. Kodwa ke if you and you just nje talk as a normal person. Mina ngithandi ngaba ngibonanga lutho. Yabona nje my eyes will be like a testimony of ulokhuzana umuzi. That I don't know.
I don't know.
Angazi ikhadi langekho nami. That's it. Ubani odubulile? I don't know. The card was not with me.
Phela, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law.
Hey mina angifakazi izinto enjalo mina. Hey. Dlalela fair. What I saw is good for me. I will know it. I will take it to grave. That's it. Hey.
Or if you want to snitch,
we have heard of
do it
things. We have heard of
anonymously.
sangomas being taken on other cases that we won't mention and being murdered. Me do that.
Hey, with a very powerful affidavit Mtakabao. Now that affidavit is not nowhere near sight.
I'm not going to talk much about that, but all I'm saying is that
affidavit is gone.
Mina, I don't know. What you ask me, you want answer, I do not know. What I didn't even hear it. A gun, I didn't even hear. I don't know. I was not there.
I didn't see anything.
Didn't see anything. Hey, man.
And back in the day, I used to be so upset with elders and not wanting to go and testify in court. Can you imagine coming from apartheid and also now witnessing what was happening in government and how mafias were kind of taking over? In my opinion, people didn't want to go to court and testify.
No.
People were afraid of the courts. People still are. They're like, I would never.
But it's okay. We are not here to talk about that. Let's get into it. It's 12.
All right. Court resumed yesterday morning and BALOYI continued with the withdrawals of Sibiya's bank account. There's a date there, 15th of July 2015, 12:05:24, where he said that attempts to withdraw were made. And in my ask, why is this date? Because this is way past the incident. 15th July 2015, what are we doing there? What is the relevance? He gave the card number of 5229020086643261, and he said that the previous transaction was the 19th of March 2015, 12:22 cash withdrawal, and then the card number changed to 5229020026500143. There was a cash withdrawal at Itala Shopping Center in Ulundi of 450. So here he was trying to say that there had been a changing of the card. BALOYI said that the point here is that from the 15th of July 2015, you are using a different card. The one ending with 3261 as compared to the previous one that ended with 50143. And Sibiya said not to say that I'm using a different card. Perhaps the card was using the different number that is stated by the prosecutor. Not to say that I was using the different card because I have stated that this card was not used by me. Let me tell you something. Sibiya understands very well that anything that he says will be used against him. And once or twice he slips. Okay, he's only human, right? He slips and he will say something, give a tad bit of extra information, and then he sees how BALOYI behaves with that extra tad bit of information. He just wants to nail him to the cross with it, even if it's not going to the direction that he wants. The main aim and purpose of Advocate BALOYI is to place accused number one at the incident, the crime scene, the spaza house. He can't do it. He's failing.
It's not happening. I'm also puzzled by the assertions that are put there. Like, for instance, that if your card is lost, you have to go to the bank.
You
No.
make a new one.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
Not all the time. That's not true.
Okay.
That's not true. It's an assertion that is made as if this is
A fact.
a fact.
Because I hear other people, they're saying that they call.
Yeah, I also call. They deliver it.
They deliver the bank
Yes.
card to you.
And they don't even need me to deliver it. They need someone with an ID. As long as I put that person, that this is the person that is going to receive it. They want the information of that person.
Manje.
So such assertions that are put
Waze
there.
wamfaka ke uSbiya. uSbiya bamfakile bank. They've put him inside the
No,
bank.
there is no proof that Spear was at the bank.
And he went there. For him to be able to change the bank card, he must have went to the branch and changed it.
You know, I also think that it's very unfortunate. Let me put it this way. It's very unfortunate that smart people do not know how to speak English most of the time. Have you realized that?
Yes.
Why I'm saying this?
They think better in their mother tongue.
Why I'm saying this? I'm saying it because what I've realized upon watching these cases is that every time when this man talks, you get to you are able to think on your feet and be able to counter that. But I think lawyers, they just go to school to learn English
Yes, it is English that's
and then
emphasized.
claim those laws and section and what. And that's it.
I used to be friends with some law students back in the day, and yes, English was emphasized. They even studied Shakespeare and stuff.
Yeah,
English
but
was-
like I find it pointless. The chair is disturbing me. It's making that tweet noise. Yeah,
It was said differently.
So it just worries me that some of the things that are said there in that court, they don't even need half of some people's brain. Like, for instance, a judge making an assertion as a matter of fact that there is a store,
Yes,
Gwanongoma,
yes, in Richards
in
Bay.
Richards Bay, called Gwanongoma in Richards Bay. That's a lie.
It's
It's
called
a lie.
Ngoma,
It's a lie.
Hardware Center.
I think them MNIS were supposed to tell the judge in their face that, my lord, that's not true.
It's not.
It's not true. I don't understand
Have you
why
seen it?
tiptoeing. Yes, my lord, have you seen
Have
it?
you seen it?
You know, this my lord nonsense thing. A few things
But
to
he
me.
was very impatient today. Today you could tell
It's
that
because
he's
you know
pissed.
what? You know what? I always hear you guys saying, hey, today he was impatient. When there's a lot of shenanigans that are gonna happen in that court, that's a
throws
position that I've
tantrums.
seen him taking, in my
Throws
opinion.
tantrums.
Yes.
Just to distract.
In my opinion, a lot of things, a lot of shenanigans happened when he's looking like he's angry.
And he wants wicked things to be admitted
Yes.
as evidence.
Yes.
Because
in
those
my
bank
opinion.
statements should not be admitted. Those bank statements need authentication.
In my opinion. And I don't understand. I don't understand
right.
why Bomnisi and everyone from the defense point of
Nisi
view.
is fighting.
He is.
I'm
but
frustrated with Lababanye.
yes, I don't understand
They're
why
not
they are
seeing-
fighting to keep this relationship, because it's broken in any case. You might as well push
It's
him.
yours for the taking.
You might as well push him to go where he wants to go.
Yeah, this is the level where you're like, okay, he's ours for the taking. It's your turn. It's the defense presenting their evidence. I don't understand why you guys feel so obligated.
You can have a judge just say, we know this, after lying on that stand. In fact, he should be asked that if you are capable of lying as a judge there, standing there, you lie, my lord, you lie. Because there is no such thing.
With a straight face.
With a straight face, you say, we know these things. What do you mean you say we know these things?
What do you mean you know these things? Can you please indicate what Nongoma hardware store?
When he says, don't include me, but you are including yourself, my lord. You have done that yourself.
Yes.
I don't need to include you. You are actually including. You are testifying now
on
that
the
you know.
Evidence of the witness. You have
So
testified
I don't
on his
understand
behalf.
why this cordial way of treating a person who behaves like this, who does not deserve respect, in my opinion.
I don't understand. It's almost like they've given up. You shouldn't give up. Not now.
Make it a fight so that the judgment, when it comes, he knows it's where it's going.
Yes.
This thing of trying to hide your card in the chest, he is definitely not hiding his card on the chest.
Not.
He is making sure that you know. He's even now
and he's sabotaging. He's sabotaging your clients.
Yes. He's even telling people to quench something. He's the one who said he doesn't do that when MNGOMEZULU. Was it MNGOMEZULU who asked for it to be done? He's the one. But he was on the very same stand yesterday where he said, we don't do that in this court. We don't forget things like that. He was the one standing in that court saying, BALOYI, please cancel, say it the way he's saying it. She's saying it. And then you
now
still treat that person.
The rules of the game have changed because now
with the kids' gloves.
The state is found wandering. Busy cross-examining on one point for 3 weeks. He's failing to place accused number 1 at the crime scene. He's failing. He doesn't want to sit down or move on. Move on to another point, to another part of evidence that has at least substance. What is this? This is ridiculous.
I can't believe a man who probably never went to Kwanongoma, probably never went to Richards Bay, is lying.
Through his teeth.
In
4K.
About our area. That's what pisses me off. Richards Bay is way too far from Kwanongoma.
Right?
Way too far.
Yes, it's actually a huge. It's a 4-hour drive, one would say. 2. I'm lying. 2 hour, 2 hour, 30 minutes. They are so far from each other. It is a long distance. So I don't know, when did we end up here where now he's speaking it as a fact that Nongoma hardware store is in Richards Bay. I don't know. Like I can't picture it with the image I had of traveling there and actually seeing the distance. I couldn't believe it that Ulundi side, Kwanongoma is more that side. It's so far away from Richards Bay. It's very far. You need a car. You need to be driven there. It's far. So I don't know how he made that conclusion. I don't know.
It just doesn't make sense.
He just blatantly lied. And one has to wonder, if he can lie like this, what more can he lie about? What more has he lied about in the past that couldn't be verified? Especially when it comes to these phrases and laws and cases that they are quoting, that obviously as laymen we have no clue what they're talking about. One can wonder, if you can lie with a straight face like this, what is happening with the actual text and theory that you keep quoting each time you feel like you are going to have to force the state to place certain evidence that is very dodgy, in my opinion, onto the record and admit it and make it admissible. So what is going on? And then another person also spoke yesterday on X about how, don't you find it strange that He mentioned that State versus Taibos case, the judge. He's the one who mentioned it first. But our beloved advocate was there ready, standing with the textbook that references the same case. Ready and waiting as if he knew. As if he knew that he was going to have to
that
read
has
that
been
case.
happening a lot. Those things have been happening a lot. It's not the first time.
It's not. But I'm like, why do they
The coincidence.
always do this?
I normally call them coincidence.
They are
there.
not. That was not a coincidence. You can't tell me that BALOYI and the judge have the same thoughts about which cases to quote, what to reference, which textbook to take.
It's possible. I mean, they're going to say they follow the law. So they read
how
the
can
same
I?
law.
It's impossible.
Look,
you can't
it's-
have the same thoughts. You can't have the same text reference.
Yeah, you
it's
can.
impossible.
You can.
No, it's not. Not in law.
No, you can. What you mean, not in law? You can. I want to save you. You can.
Save me how? I don't need saving.
No,
It's right in front of our eyes what's going on there.
No. You can't think like that. If we have something that someone objects to, most likely in the very same law, we will be able to reference the same cases.
So you just
If
happen
we
to
are-
be ready with a textbook referencing the exact same thing that the judge was going to hint
Yeah,
5
it's
years
there. It's a
ago.
case that is there.
But you
That
came
means
with
I
a
was
hard
also
copy
studying it.
textbook.
Yes, the
Ready
BALOYI,
and waiting.
Yeah, BALOYI always has that whatever book that references the case.
It's
I
not
don't know what
one
they call it.
book. It's different books that he brings.
No, that is possible. I think you are thinking, there are 120 cases. There are few in most cases. Like a case like Rob versus Hepworth, maybe you can count 3 or 4. That
You know, I would take that if it was under normal circumstances. If maybe the judge was objective in this case, I would take that. I would say, the judge is objective. There's no way. Manje, my problem is I have seen that he's siding with the state and is giving them a lot of grace.
yes,
So we are supposed to
that you can
accept
submit.
that, it's a coincidence that Advocate BALOYI is ready there with the
Can you
textbook
prove
that's
it
going
then?
to. We must just say, okay, it's a coincidence.
Can you prove it? You see why I call them coincidence? I'm not crazy when I call them coincidence, because is there anything that you have that maybe Kumalo has, like the general, the proof? There's nothing you have. You're just sitting here and you're speaking on the basis of what we are seeing. That's it. So as a matter of fact,
But it needs to be pointed out.
We
Why
cannot-
must it be silenced and act like it's not
we
happening?
are not silencing it.
But that's
we are
what
ju-
you're doing.
We are just saying that don't go deeper, because where you are going, there might not be a comeback for you.
Come back for me, how?
Just
Is that a threat?
No, it's not a threat. Don't
is that?
don't be dramatic. All I'm saying is that remember, you still are a person who is not in their minds, who's not in their phones, who's not anywhere. So you don't want to put things, and then once you put them here, we're talking about people, we're talking about law here. Next thing you get an email that
This is a part of the problem, and I see why General Mkhwanazi told those parliamentarians there that we can retrieve. This is a big part of the problem, because now
Mkhwanazi has
people
intelligence.
have to gag and gag and gag. People can no longer speak on what they are seeing. People's experiences of what is going on, they are being taken away.
Your courts
Kutiwa, "Hi,
are making sure that they protect
we must be
these
scared
people.
of speaking against certain individuals. There will not be a comeback. Okay, it's fine. We'll keep quiet.
No, we
Re tla etsa jwang?
have our way of talking here in this
We'll
channel.
have a
I
gag
just
order.
I just don't want us next thing to be told to shut this channel down.
No, that's never gonna happen. Nobody owns this channel. Why would they do that? Why?
All right. Tim Cool. You don't understand, Gucci, how these things work. I see maybe you don't understand. It's very painful to face a thingy. And normally people run away when it's time for you to save yourself and your life now is in trouble and you are no longer safe at home just because we are appeasing people wanting to say what we know. There are things we sit on here we don't talk about on this channel. You research and you're like, huh? And then you keep quiet.
This prosecutor needs to sit down.
Yes.
It's pissing me off.
He does need to sit down.
He needs to sit down.
That's true. But Mina, I'm saving the channel and I'm saving people because I know for sure. I'm
getting angrier and angrier with him stretching all this
so
nonsense.
Other people enjoy that part. It's nice. It's an hour enjoyment that can bring 10 years of you going through the struggle. And they know how to drag it. They definitely sure know how to drag it. We don't have that much money.
We are tired now. Hi. Even going through this evidence, it is so boring and so flat and so tiring.
It is boring. We know. So when you hear me coming Emily down, it's because I've been working with Emily and I know. When I say
I'm tired,
let's come down, I know what I'm talking about. It's because I know where we can go. I know the length where we can go, and we do talk other than on this channel. We do talk on the other side. And I know how far we can go. So that's why I'm talking when I'm Tim Cool. I'm not being dramatic, but I'm avoiding what is going to come next. So let us talk about the case properly, the way we normally talk.
But I'm bored.
I know. We are all bored. I'm bored too. I was listening to it the whole day.
I am so bored. And I'm tired of that man. Can he sit down? Oh
He's never gonna sit down. That's the point. If you are feeling like this, imagine what SB is going through. You are feeling like this, SB is going through a lot.
He's going to ask one question 5,000 times.
Absolum Zung is not gonna come anytime soon.
Yeah, with the way that he's carrying on.
It's not gonna come anytime soon. Relax, Angie. If time will allow us to reach Absolum Zung, maybe we will.
Even Nisi at some point was asking, is this a money laundering? He said Ramosipili asked
Look at even Bomnis, how they are talking.
Is this a money laundering?
The things that we point out here, some of them they could point out in that court. Why are they not?
Hi.
You
they
see
are
what?
held hostage. This is the hostage.
Hey, this law thing is
they are held
bull for me.
hostage.
You know,
They are held hostage.
this law thing is just
Every
nonsense.
time they object, someone
and when we
throws a
say it's
tantrum.
nonsense, people get catch
Feelings.
But for me, this law thing is nonsense. It's basically like, I remember when I was at varsity, and then there's these things that they do, these initiations.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense, they teach you how to obey
Yes, your master.
your masters. So this law is more like that. And you see it every day with the outcomes that come from these courts about our country.
Without even considering us.
I mean, I was listening to Uskosana talking about the illegal issues. I felt him where he wanted to go, but he also couldn't go that far. He was like, it's okay. We have to change it. I'm like, yep, that's a problem we are having.
Yeah,
The fact that we are paying, it's beyond me. It's beyond me that you come here illegal, you get hit by the car, we pay you. You don't have an account, you don't have anything. but we pay you for hitting you.
They are layers.
If you put it in a different perspective, you go to someone's yard, you jump the wall, you get bitten by the dog. That owner of the dog
Must pay too.
who was in his yard has to pay you.
Yes.
That's basically how these laws of ours are. And we have to admit they were not for us. And when we say that, people say, oh, you guys are crazy. These laws are not for us.
I think there's a legal mafia. I think we're held hostage.
Oh, legal mafia is easy.
Legal mafia.
Legal mafia is everyone who's in charge of this world. Everyone.
I think we're held hostage.
I mean,
by that mafia.
Why on earth are we still using Roman Dutch law?
We are not Roman, nor are we Dutch.
Exactly. No way if you read these things where they say it's South African law. It first becomes Roman Dutch law, then it is called South African law.
Which is insane.
Insane. It's like me getting in a different surname and say, yeah, you are using my rules, but it's your rules. That's how crazy this law of ours is.
Let me continue. But yesterday you mentioned that the card was with Mbali. The one that Mbali was using was never replaced. And Sibia said, that's what I said. I don't remember changing the Nedbank card. Baloyi said the newly issued card ending with 43261 was used until the 31st of July 2015. And
Muzi is leaving hints. Like here. This is where that issue of you not needing to go in, you can just call in, and then something happens. Muzi is way ahead. I don't know whether it's happening automatically or someone is just spiritually speaking through him. For me, Muzi is actually, he could make a good lawyer.
You've said that before. Baloyi said that means a new card was used from the 15th of July 2015 with the number ending with 43261. And Sibia still maintained that it was used by Mbali. Baloyi went to the 14th of July 2015 debit card replacement fee of 40 rands, and Baloyi said that told Sibia that the person needed to go in person at the bank to have the card changed.
See, that's not a fact. You know, that's not a fact.
Unfortunately.
Who told you that, Baloyi?
We found out it's not a fact. Yes, I've seen people no longer go to the branch to request for new cards anymore. That is so 2005. They don't do that. And it's been happening since 2015. Even before then, people would just call and say, with other banks, especially your standard banks and stuff. Standard Bank is one of the leading banks when it comes to innovation and technology.
Which bank is it?
Standard Bank.
Oh. Is it?
Standard Bank is leading.
No, I'm asking, is that the case?
What do you mean?
I don't want to divulge it, but I don't find their systems at that level.
But they were the ones.
Like, I think every time I think of Standard Bank, I think
online banking intensely first.
Oh, is it?
Even before your major one that you like so much.
No, I don't like it. I find it easier to use. I know
the
it's
first ones that really took banking online.
Okay. You know, when I think of Standard Bank, what I think of?
What do you think of?
I think of farmers. And that's a fact for me.
Farmers, why?
Like, I feel like Standard Bank was meant for farmers.
Why do you say that?
Like that bank? No, man. No. It's good for the loans of farmers.
I didn't see that one coming.
No, like honestly speaking, I
Now I'm thrown off guard. What do you mean?
no, honestly, have you ever had an account there? I have.
I've thought about it.
I have. I've had it.
Okay.
Things are there. They don't change things there. You know, they don't change. They are what it is. It is what it is. Like,
But I think they're one of the first ones. I don't know if I'm sure. Aren't they the first ones who did that online banking?
they could be. They could be. They could be because I think they were predominantly. You know, they could be. I could agree with that. But I went through their apps.
Maybe they're not evolving with the times. They
Yeah,
may have been the first,
You get me.
but they are failing to evolve with the times.
Exactly. That's a point. That's a point.
Okay, there you have a point. Maybe.
You see the other one, the green, the blue, is it green? The greenish one.
With the tree.
It targets the youth. Yeah, their things are more youth. And then we have this other one, the real green one. That one also. I just think of Dutch.
It's
a
like Standard
fact.
Bank.
It's a fact. But I can say, even their buildings, man. Have you seen Standard Bank buildings?
I've seen
Most
one
of
in
them,
Joburg.
they are built in
ancient.
that old way.
Ancient designs.
Yeah. So, yeah. But yeah, let's continue.
Oh my God, Mr. Radubas. So, Baloyi told Sibia that the person needed to go in person at the bank to have the card changed. Then Sibia said that this happened a long time ago. He may not recall if he ever did change the card and still maintained that the card was used by Mbali. Yeah. And then Baloyi said that he said he only gave Mbali the card once. So he counted the replacement of the card as a second card, in my opinion. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He was trying to say that.
That makes sense. That's what I hate about this thing, this law. You know, I wanted to do it, but then I was like, no, man. It's like the issue of arguing that,
I can't.
Emil, we are sitting
every day covering this case is traumatizing.
We are sitting on a black chair. Oh no, we are not sitting on a black chair. Yes, it looks black, but it's not black. I mean, it's one card, for heaven's sake. It's one account. In fact, if you want to, it's one account.
It can be beige hinted with charcoal. Charcoal is the black.
You know what I hate the most? I hate philosophy. I hate these things. I hate it. Because there you argue like nonsensical stuff. Oh yes, it's
oh my God.
It's yellow, but no, it could be orange. The problem is that your eyes could, but it could be orange.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Jeez, man.
Nobody got time for that. Imagine sitting 5 hours in there. I can't, guys. I cannot. I just get so irritated quickly. I would have lost my temper by now. Well,
that's why others, they ended up saying this is a fucked up situation.
It's a effed up situation.
Because it was.
It is. It is, in my opinion. It's a mess. Okay. It is.
I get
Look at how we are being dragged. Like it's dragging and dragging and dragging and dragging. When all they needed to do was call the people that were in the house, interrogate them, write down proper statements, then take them to court until they tell the truth. If they are refusing, under police custody. That's all that needed to happen. But look at where we are.
We are here.
Look at where we are.
We are being troubled by... You know what pained me is when I heard that this man
had
boiler
boiler
making and welding, and I was like, wow, this guy was trying to change his life. Kanti akazi ukuthi usathani uyapheka ebhodweni. Usathani uyapheka.
Elinye iphoyisa lambuka lathi one look lathi, here's my ticket to my promotion, allegedly.
If we go by the Absalom Zungu's statement.
Lambuka lathi yabona
Lathi hayi la ngiyagibela ilada leli.
Awona lo.
Ilada leli. La I'm going up.
Levels.
Uphi kumanje?
I don't know.
Uphi kumanje?
I don't know.
Gibelile.
Maybe unethemba lokuthi uzogibela after this case is concluded. Stranger things have taken place in the past. Stranger things. So let's hold and cross our fingers. Let's see what happens. Let's hold our breath. Well, he said that he was trying to portray the card replacement as Sibiya giving Bali like 2 cards or the same card twice. Well, Sibiya said that he did not understand what the prosecutor is actually trying to say, or what his opinion is in this. Apart from listening to what I have to say, I'm here to explain, because I'm saying if I change the card, then I returned it to Mbali again. If a person says to you that they are giving you a car, then they take it to be filled with petrol, then they return the car, then will they not be saying that they are giving you a second car? Is that how it is? He said it would be the same as when they had given you the car for the first time. And he said, me filling petrol and then returning it back to that person does not mean that I'm giving it to them for the second time. Which is a perfect example. If you've given someone your car and you take that car to fill it with petrol or do something with it and still return that car, does it mean that, does it mean that you are giving it to them for the second time? Is that what it means?
Yeah.
So BALOYI said, we put it to you that this is not the version that you gave to us yesterday. You were clear that you gave to her that card once, and we put it to you that you couldn't have been on your, or it wouldn't have been your version using the newly issued card. Now, here's what I have. I have a question. What proof do you have that she did not use the newly issued card? Advocate BALOYI speaks things like he's got facts to back them up. And right now, I'm in a position where I'm asking myself, if we're going to put it like this, what proof as the state? He who alleges has to prove, right? I'm expecting bombasticness to say, yes, we know that she used this card, or she didn't use this card, right? So Sibiya maintained that he gave the card to Mbali once, and if he did make another card, he did it and gave it back to her. This was another attempt to prove that Sibiya was the one using this card, and once again it fell flat in my opinion. Okay. So now BALOYI moved on to Sibiya's standard bank account, and he said that it had 58 pages dated 8th of January 2014 to 15th January 2015 and 9th of January 2014 to 18th of September 2014.
The mystery in the card of the previous card is that there is no cash injection, only cash withdrawals. But it seems like he chose to only focus on withdrawals, because yesterday he was asked about the deposits and he was mentioning and SARS. He went back. But that's my problem. I mean, it never aligned with the activities that were happening. He went back. He had to go back
into 2013 or something.
Yes. So are you saying that the man was sitting there? We know these banks. You can put 10,000 there. If you don't touch it, they will charge you every
with
day.
The charges with your money just sitting there, it gets charged and reduced.
So if your daughter is using your card, then you're in trouble, because if one day something happens,
she's going to swipe at the tavern.
If one day,
they're gonna say you were there.
Yeah, if one day they say that something happened and someone lied on you and said you were there, They would use that. We don't have thinkers.
This is stressing me out.
We don't have thinkers. Like people would go and look for footage and say, yeah, here's your card,
This is
aligning
stressing
with
me
that.
out. Do you know it has come to that point where I'm very anxious with that free card that you get at the grocery stores for points and stuff. When someone has picked up something for a sale and then they're like, can I use your card? And I'm like, yo, I am so skeptical. Because I'm thinking, what if you swipe with a credit card that you fabricated or scammed or something? And then next thing I'm like, when I look at the quality of investigation in this case, it gives me so much paranoia. Because I'm like, should anything happen, you understand? I'll be investigated for something I have no idea about. I've had so many people with this thing happening. This thing happening where they just get accused of stuff that they can't even explain, they don't know. So I was like, I'm very skeptical. I'm like, the quality of investigation in the country right now does not allow for me to willy-nilly give my card away like that. Yes, it's free. It's for sales and for bonus and for points. But with the quality of this type of investigation, I'm very skeptical about it. So the bank statements that are issued, he said that they are of an employee, or they are under the name of an employee of Standard Bank in terms of Section 236, dated 29th of April 2024. So these bank employees that have issued these statements and given affidavits, the state is not disclosing their names or anything like that. They're just putting it on record and they're telling us about Section 236. So now BALOYI said that he went to the date where Muzi opened this bank account of Standard Bank, and he said it was in 29th of February 2008. And he said the purpose of the account is for daily transactions, depositing of his salary, making withdrawals from it. And Sibia said that he is seeing that document and he can actually remember that he did indeed open an account in 2008, a bank account that is. So BALOYI read a different account number there, and the bank statement was dated 14th of January 2014 to 14th of June 2015. An access account, a secondary account that he read there into the record, and Sibia confirmed that there was a secondary account. He said that there was a time he went to Standard Bank and he said that he wanted to save money, and they told him that they'd open another account for him using that very same card. So BALOYI said that the details of the access account appears on page 15, which is blurred. So banks issue statements with blurred pages these days, huh? Blurred pages. So BALOYI said that on the top right corner, there was a cell phone number. And Sibia said that they had talked about this and addressed this before. It's handwritten. It's a handwritten phone number. And he was asking, why is it different from all other statements that are typed? He said on page 17, it is printed, right, with a computer. But when it came to the other page, it's now handwritten with a pen. And do banks also handwrite cell phone numbers on bank statements and stuff?
No, they
Well,
don't.
Muzi said he doesn't remember that number. And he recalled the number that was actually mentioned yesterday from his Nedbank bank account statement. He said that it ended with 5909, the MTN one. And Muzi said that that was not his number. He said the account number from Standard Bank was also typed. Muzi was asking why it was handwritten, compared to other accounts and everything else in those sheets and papers that they were given as bank statements and bank records. Everything was typed except for that one. So BALOYI said yes, but this is the opening document. The electronic documents that you are referring to are bank statements. Well, Sibia said that BALOYI is saying that he opened two accounts. He's not talking about the statement. He's saying that he opened two accounts. The first one, which is an access account, it is clear on the document document, and he said he did not refer to them as statements. He referred to them as accounts that he opened. He asked why it was handwritten and where does one come from, or where does this one in particular with the handwritten coming from. So Sbia was asking about the other account, when it was opened, the one the prosecutor was referring to. Then Baloyi said, you'd recall that when we were discussing this document, that number appears on the top right corner, and it was put on record during the proceedings of the 23rd of May 2024 as follows by Mr. MNGOMEZULU, and he said 0837106297. So here Baloyi presented this number as if MNGOMEZULU was agreeing that this number was indeed Sbia's number. That's what he did, with no shame.
He's been doing that.
And he said to him that he can get closer if he wants to verify that number. Helang. Sbia can get closer to. So he wants Sbia to verify that. So Sbia said that I want to get an understanding that when MNGOMEZULU said those numbers, in what context was he saying them?
I don't understand. Look, I hear people saying that Moses' card situation is actually hurting his case.
How?
I really do not understand. If you are saying that it hurts the case, as Resilience is saying that it doesn't feel that Nisi prepared Moses properly with when it comes to that. Okay, let's say that was the case. But where does this messes up the case? Because the case that we are here to listen to is a case of who killed Senzo.
Yes.
This is not forensic case.
No. This is not money laundering.
This is not money laundering case.
This is not a case of who was using your bank card. It's not a fraud case.
Muzi, for argument's sake, could have been in Joburg from 2013 up until 2014 to 2015. But still, you need to take him, lift him up, and put him in that house that day.
That's the work. As you are seeing,
You
we are going through it like
cannot
this.
do that through the cell phone towers, because that cell phone tower does not necessarily mean that he wasn't at yet.
And he doesn't
You cannot
have
do that
Muzi's
through
cell phone records from 2014.
You cannot do that through banks. Because banks are not at Kelly's house.
No.
So
The only time maybe this would have been acceptable is if there was a huge cash injection that came immediately.
yes,
or before
when
after
they
the incident.
introduced statements, I thought they were going to look at that.
Yes, that's the impression we were also given when they first arrested these guys, that there was a huge monies that went into the bank accounts. And
Yes, yes.
so right now we're looking at these bank statements, and honestly we're bored, and we're like, but there was statements to that effect that there were cash injections that could not be explained. Even MC Menzisto was saying that the sisters were even beaten up as well. They were asking them, allegedly, they were asking them about monies and huge monies that they were spending
Yes.
at a particular weekend.
They failed to actually link the money. That's why Kelly is not there. They failed dismally to actually have the money that they could be used to actually say these people were paid. They failed. They failed, guys. So what you are seeing happening here, I can forget and lie about anything else, but if I'm not lying about the case itself of what happened in Senzo, it's immaterial.
And another thing that we are forgetting is that Muzi doesn't have to even explain where he was on the 26th of October. The only time he would need to explain is if he's presented with information that he was there. He who alleges, the onus is on them to prove their case. So even this is just courtesy. What you're seeing now with Sibia going through whatever BALOYI is putting him through is just the courtesy that the judge is allowing. But honestly speaking, he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to defend. He's not defending himself against anything at the current moment. That is not a defense. What he's doing there, the defense has not even begun. There's nothing that he needs to defend himself against. And that's the unfortunate part that the fans of the state have to swallow, unfortunately. He can try and do this and drag this and go to bank statements, but at the end of the day, he has failed to place Moses Bia at the Spaza House on the 26th of October 2014 at around 5, maybe until 8 or 9. So BALOYI said that it was agreed and put it on record that is the number there, and it's very ironic because we don't remember MNGOMEZULU saying that he was accepting that number. From what I remember, he did say that his client is giving him instructions that he doesn't remember that number, but somehow it's not happening in that court. Well, BALOYI said that he's saying that MNGOMEZULU confirmed the number in Gos's cross-examination. Advocate Nisi, at this point, honestly, I saw his face. He looked disturbed. It was very disturbing, in my opinion, to watch Advocate BALOYI do that. Well, Sibia reminded the court that he has mentioned this number in the past, and he did speak about it, that it's a number that he could not remember. He could not identify the number, whether it was his or not. But now, after looking at it, it's definitely not his number. His number, he said, ends with 109. And yet the judge wanted these bank records to be admitted. Section 236. Nisi then stood to object, and he said, I think when this form was initially introduced, the authenticity of this form was placed in issue. Mr. Sibia is correctly pointing out all the documents that are coming from the bank are documents that are computer written. This at the stage where the court needed to ascertain whether that's a computer generated form or whatever kind of form it is, but the main and the authenticity of this form was put in dispute mainly because there's a portion in this form which are not filled in a complete way. The manner in which a bank will do its work, it's not normal. And he said, for instance, the date, the supposed writing that the state wants to refer to as the date is only written 2013-6. Nisi said he doesn't know whether that is a number that represents something else. He doesn't know, but definitely that cannot be a date. Actually, the court struggled to determine whether it's a date or not, because the court said that it was a date. Then I said, what date is it? Then the court said it's the 6th, and then said the 6th of what month? Then there was a problem. He said that's when I said, but the authenticity of this form is put in issue up until such time that the person who penned this form will come and testify as to what form is this. And according to section 236, which is why they keep creating this confusion of 220, 236, 220. So I briefly looked at 236, and according to 236, the defense has a right to summon the person who penned the statement if it has a lot of mistakes and it has a lot of things that they are accused or their client is saying that is having issues with. They have a right to do that according to 236. But for 220, I haven't done my research yet. So that's why there's this altering. 220, 236, it keeps changing. I don't know whether you noticed, Mr. Anonymous.
I did.
You did notice that by a shincha, it's 236, the judge and Mr. BALOYI. 236 and 220, 236, there's no permanent one that we can say. They are using both in a very strange way. So we don't know which one is which. But with 236, the defense definitely has an honor and privilege of having to summon the people that put these statements together. And it's well within the section 236. So Mnisi then said, admission of a document does not necessarily mean that you admit what is contained in the contents thereof. While the judge, on the other hand, said that's what it means. He said, according to his understanding of the law, the judge said that if you are admitting the documents, then you are admitting the contents.
Therefore.
So does this mean that now they need to robustly stop you every time you need to admit documents? Is that what you're saying? Because how he's putting it is like you can even admit fraudulent documents. It's okay. They don't need authentication. No documents. They just, as long as they're admitted, they're admitted. So it doesn't sound right. I know he has 50-something years of experience and he keeps reminding everyone who cares to listen. Well, Mnisi said that it's very strange, my lord, that there's a person who can simply admit a document on the face which that document is defective. And the judge said, yes, you're right. But if you admit a document, it means you're admitting the contents. Unless if you want to teach me otherwise after 55 years. So basically saying that in his court, any document that is supporting the state's case can be admitted without questioning or testing or authenticity of it being tested. So Mnisi then said, I would normally understand when it is being said that when you admit a document, you admit the document for what it purports to be. If it comes from Standard Bank, you admit that it's from Standard Bank. If that statement you admit that it's a statement, you admit the document for what it purports to be, but not the content. If the content is put in dispute, then somebody can come and argue that this was admitted by consent. The judge said that's how he understands it. No, he doesn't understand it the way Mnisi understands it. While BALOYI was ready with the textbook, he was now reading section 236 after he said that they admitted or were admitted under section 220. These are the stuff that we are seeing in 4K. BALOYI read the entries in the he read the whole passage, the entries in the accounting records of a bank. He said this refers to the bank statements, any document which is in possession of any bank and which refers to the said entries to which business transactions of the bank shall. So, Mr. Anonymous, do you think that this is intentional as well to have section 220B confused with 236? Wishy, do you think that it's a safety net somehow, that if 236 backfires, this 220, what is going on in your opinion?
Yeah, I think it's intentional.
It's intentional.
Yeah, it is intentional.
Nothing in that court is a mistake.
Yeah, and I haven't found anything that is a mistake. People's emotions, everything goes hand in hand with new stuff, new things that if you read down, they don't make sense to you. They are not actually interpreted the way they are interpreted in that court. This is really, for me, until the next witness comes, I'm so freaking tired of this nonsense. I am so freaking tired.
I thought I'm the only one who's feeling it.
I am feeling it.
Sure.
You don't understand how many times I had to stand up.
Yeah.
Because I was at the office. I had to stand up to make sure that I don't sleep.
This is torture, guys. There's no way. There is no way. This is torture. Imagine. I gag. Mia has my respect from now moving forward. I respect that man. And I'm also worried about his friend there who accused number 2. I'm worried so much. So BALOYI now went to the date of 2013-06. It doesn't have a date. It's just 2013-06. That's it. but it's coming from a bank. And the judge did make a comment there after Baloyi finished reading the section 236 that he said he knew them because he worked on, he used to sit in the income tax court, showing his vast level of experience there. So Sibia said he was struggling to see or confirm
That's why I
the
don't like these
signature.
people of law. They are
Braggadocious.
They brag.
Braggadocious.
It's like this thing of theirs is the only thing that is studied by smart people, only to find that you just need to cram a lot of shit and being able to bring it back. That's it. And you should be fine.
Theory, and put it in a theory to show that you understand.
Write a lot of essays.
Yeah. Theses and stuff, research. That's it. It's
You
not a
go
big
where
deal.
you shy your shit and you come back, you tell us you know more.
It's not a big deal. It's a go-to degree for a lot of people.
Why is he even saying that?
I don't know what he's trying
An
to prove.
old man who should be playing with Abazulu, is bragging about going to some court.
Well, Sibia said he was struggling to see or confirm the signature. Nisi said he also cannot see the document as it is blurry. So he therefore cannot assist the court, let alone Mr. Sibia, in respect to the piece of evidence. He said it's not visible, it's black. If the court insists, in his words, that what he said if the court insists that the matter should proceed with in this manner that it's in, this document that it is in now, I wish to excuse myself from this process. Well, the judge wanted Baloyi to prove that it is indeed visible, while Baloyi said that it was visible on the screen. So he actually projected it on the screen, and now I'm starting to think, okay, if it's visible on the screen, why did you give them blurry hard copies and kept this visible one? This is also strange. It's just questions that I have. Well, the judge said, let's see whether you'll say you can't see. I can't see. I can't see, throwing shade there. But I also found this completely unprofessional, in my opinion. I know, yes, he's irritated by the defense. He doesn't want them to work. He wants them to be asleep and just accept everything that Baloyi does. But at some point, you have to call yourself to order. You are a judge, sir. It's completely unprofessional. He's acting like a bully, and it's so tiring, man. It's so tiring. Well, Baloyi asked Sibanda to read that into the record, that page that Mr. Mnisi said is blurry and he can't see it. Mnisi told him that he was, in fact, Gutiwa Sibanda was using a lens to go through that page. It's one thing to have glasses on and still not see what's there. And then you also add a lens, a microscopic lens. That magnifying glass. It's a magnifying glass. Yes. This is what it's called. It makes the letters even bigger than when you've got the glasses on. That's what Sibanda was using to go through that document in a hard copy. So the judge asked Sibanda to read it from the screen instead, because they all see it from the screen. Sibanda asked to go closer. Dr. Sibanda, he wanted to be closer to the screen. That told you everything that Nisi's complaint is valid. It's valid, Mtagabao. There's no way. There's no way that he has to go closer, and he has glasses on, and it's a projector, and it's big. It's way bigger than the paper. He had to go closer just to see what was going on. And Mnisi still maintained that he couldn't see the document. And Baloyi treated it like it was an insignificant document and said, you know what? It has the name of the agent, Caroline. And the judge said, we're supposed to be lawyers with some intelligence. I don't know who he was addressing with this point and aspect. Well, intelligent lawyers don't just accept blurry documents as evidence. Well, Baloyi said that it's of no consequence for cross-examination, and the judge told him to cancel it and say, you went and read it. Let's see whether we can proceed without this document. So he was asking him to cancel that document. So without that document, where are we going? Because that's the authentication of the agent, right? That they are the ones who extracted this banking information. And
there's a cell phone number there that is in condition, that is being denied.
And has been denied from the time Steyn testified.
Yes. Let's press the like button, guys. Matsidiso, thank you very much, man. I forgot to say thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Matsidiso. Thank you.
Matsidi, that's the name.
Matsidi.
I think it's Tsidi. I don't have changed
it. It's changed the word.
So thank you very much. Please press the like button, guys. Yeah.
So Mnisi then said, I hear the court saying that we need the lawyers and need to be intelligent. I agree with the court 100%. But why would the state be allowed to introduce evidence that is of no consequence? He said there was a ABC and forth, or a back and forth, and the judge said that he asked Baloyi if he's prepared to withdraw it, and Baloyi said yes. Then what good use is this document, in my opinion, if it can't be authenticated by that affidavit that the agent that released it, or the details of the agent that released it? What's going on? The judge said that he doesn't care about the document because it doesn't exist as far as lawyers are concerned. Mshololo said the document was important, but before she could finish saying anything, the judge interrupted her before she could finish. He said, wait, Miss Mshololo, it could be important, but this gentleman, Advocate Baloyi, says it must be, it must be expunged from the body of the documents. So you don't have to mention it. When you say it's important, it no longer exists. I don't know which document you're referring to. Well, Mshololo said that the document is actually contained in Exhibit E7, and it must be put on record that the page 18 is expunged, if it is expunged. Baloyi stated that page 15 is expunged and did not expunge page 18. Hey, Baloyi, wafethu ngakhumbula u-advocate for anti-monkey tricks. I was like, page 15. He said page 15 is expunged from the record. Okay, and he said that page 15 had already been debated during the evidence of Colonel Hose, and he said MNGOMEZULU put the number on record, and Mnisi said that maybe MNGOMEZULU was able to see what was written there, but he's putting it on record that he's unable to follow because of the blurriness of the document. Well, Baloyi continued with the bank statements. Notice how he never expunged page 18. Do you guys notice that he never expunged that page? He expunged another page. Well, Baloyi read some UIF payments there that were made into Sibia's account, and Sibia was saying that what was written and what he could see was payment of insurance claims, and Mnisi said he did not see a UIF payment on the 9th of January 2014 of 2,977.86 cents that Baloyi was reading. And then Sibia said to him that it seemed like two different entries. One was UIF and the other one was payment of insurance claim. Well, Baloyi said that it was a fee for unpaid items on the 8th of January 2014. So after the short adjournment, Baloyi continued to go through Sibia's UIF payments. Sibia said that he had no comment on the UIF payments, and it was basically going through all of that, transactions after transaction after transaction. Well, Sibia said that his bank cards, or Standard Bank card, also was with Mbali. Yeah.
Take them all, Mbali. Take them cards, all of them.
Mbali is a lucky girl.
Take them all.
Mbali is the Minister of Finance. So he said that each time he would come to Joburg, he would also use it. He would get paid on that card, and there would be a reflection of her withdrawals as well as his. Sibia said that the only problem he'd have is, recalling the withdrawals as to who was withdrawing when, Then Baloyi reminded him that yesterday with the Nedbank card, he said it was exclusively used by Mbali because he had parents that he relied on when he asked them for money, and he wanted to obtain cash. Sibia rephrased the question that Baloyi actually asked him. He said Baloyi actually asked him, which was, where did he get the money for a license since the card was with Mbali? And then Sibia said that educational things that he embarks on did not come out of his own pocket. His parents paid for them. The license, the welding, boiler making that he did were paid for by his parents. Things that he wanted to do with his life were paid for by his parents. And he said that he was not doing them for himself. Yeah, and this is where I took a moment. I actually became very sad and depressed when I thought about how this young man could have possibly gotten himself work by now. It's been 5 years, 6 years now since he's been incarcerated. I mean, he could be working. Could be continuing with his life. I mean, there's a lot of jobs when it comes to welding and boiler making. No wonder why money kept going into his bank accounts. Maybe he was doing self-employed type of projects when he didn't have a permanent employment.
Yes.
Sure. Well, Sibia still maintained that the Nedbank card was used by Mbali and the money that was in that bank card belonged to Mbali. Sibia said that the Standard Bank card, Mbali was also free to use it, but he would also use it whenever he came to Johannesburg. He said that she would use whatever card of Sibia's that had money whenever there were needs for their child. So after Baloyi now was dealing with the Naledi and Katlehon transactions, he now mentioned withdrawals that were quite strange. 13 February 2014, a withdrawal of 1,340 at Nongoma Hardware ATM Center, Richards Bay. There's no such. People have Googled today on X. Nami, I tried looking for Nongoma Hardware ATM Center. Angitolanga online on Google.
No.
Angitolanga, bengicabanga ukuthi ngizoyithola Richards Bay. I did not find it. So people from Richards Bay, help us out. Nongoma Hardware ATM Cash ATM Center ikhona lapha.
Ayikho.
Well, Baloyi said, what's your comment? And you said Mbali was in possession of the card in Gauteng. Sibia said he already said that Mbali had a right to withdraw wherever she was. So Sibia also mentioned that 2 areas are mentioned here, Nongoma and Richards Bay. He wouldn't know what area that is because these are 2 different separate areas. It's the same as saying Davidton and Soweto. They are 2 different and far apart areas. So Baloyi then said, but Mr. Sibia, the place is Richards Bay. Nongoma Hardware Center is the name of the center.
Jeez, man.
Well, Google Maps is such a wonderful tool,
It gets worse.
It's such a wonderful tool. And what you are saying, Mr. Baloyi, on record, Google is saying otherwise. Google Maps, let me be specific. Google Maps. So Sibia said he cannot understand because Nongoma is an area, Richards Bay is another area. It's 2 different areas that are written there. Well, Baloyi said the question is, do you remember who conducted this transaction? And Sibia said, no, I don't remember. And I would not be able to remember because 2 areas are mentioned. It's like Davidton and Soweto. Vosloorus and Soweto would have been a farm, I feel like Vosloorus and Soweto would have been a far much better example. But yeah, we'll take Davidton and Soweto because I feel like Davidton is inside Soweto. But Vosloorus and Soweto are like two different and far apart. So that is the more perfect example. Sibia said he would not be able to remember what kind of an area is that and who was there. Well, the judge at this point came into the stage and started defending. He said that he wanted to know the name of the enterprise. He confirmed that Nongoma Hardware Center is in Richards Bay, and he further said that it's like New York City Saloon, but it is in Soweto. And then he uttered that thing of his yeses, and I'm like, yo. So he's really going to force this in. Hey, we're going through a lot. Well, Sibia said that he didn't understand what the court had just said because he does not understand Nongoma Hardware Center and Richards Bay in the same line. Maybe there is a hardware store called Nongoma Richards Bay, but he's never heard of it and he's never been there. Well, Sibia said that since it's Richards Bay reflected there, he's never been to Richards Bay. Well, BALOYI then moved on to the next transaction, which was a withdrawal of 200 rands on 16th of March 2014 shopping center at AC Katlehong. Then he went on to doing more transactions that were done in Katlehong, and BALOYI then said that on the 17th of April 2014, there was a withdrawal of 500 rands at Total Ulundi Station, and he asked him if he was able to say who made that withdrawal. Sibia said just like he's unable to explain whether it was himself or Mbali who made that withdrawal in this card because he cannot recall when he did and when did Mbali use the bank card. So BALOYI went back to the Nedbank account withdrawals from yesterday that he quoted. The 15th of November 2014, he said there was also a cash withdrawal at Princess Magogo Street in Ulundi. There was also on the 15th of November 2014 a cash withdrawal at Engine in Ulundi. And these dates, in my opinion, are months apart. I did not understand the relevance. But then BALOYI asked for Sibia's comment on the transaction, right? So Sibia said that he sees no difference because even in Naledi Nedbank, there's also a Standard Bank. So even Ulundi is reflected in both Nedbank and Standard Bank cards. He sees no difference. The only difference is that Mbali was exclusively using the Nedbank card and the Standard Bank card was used by both of them. So Sibia said it would be difficult for him to say who made the withdrawals because this was a long time ago and a lot of time has passed since then. And these transactions took place a while ago. So BALOYI then said on 2014, April 19, withdrawal of 1,000 rand at Shell Nongoma ATM Center in Nongoma. Shell Nongoma at Nongoma. That makes sense. He also said at the Nedbank card, it showed on the 30th of October 2014, there was a cash withdrawal at Nongoma. Notice how the 26th of October 2014 is not really in this picture, there's transactions, I think Akuna Luto 26th of October 2014. And also he said on the 14th of November 2014, another cash withdrawal of 1,000 rands using Nedbank card in Nongoma. Sibia said it's difficult for him to state who was making a withdrawal when, and BALOYI said that on the 25th of April, the card was replaced. So from that date, he used the card. Sibia said he could not remember, as the prosecutor says, it could be because when the card gets damaged, he was able to get it fixed. BALOYI then said, how do you explain the transactions that follow after you changed your card after the 25th of April 2014? Well, Sibia said it would be difficult because maybe he was with Mbali when he changed his card and maybe he did need the amount and continue to withdraw whatever she needed and then she'd take the card and continue to use it. So on the 13th of May, BALOYI said 2014, there was a pin reset as well. He said they charged him 3 rands for the pin reset. And on the same day, there was a withdrawal of 700 rands at Naledi Shopping Center, AC Katlehong. While BALOYI said that it should have been him who conducted this transaction because he received a new pin. right? And also, I feel like BALOYI was crashing out, in my opinion. That's what I felt. I saw his face. He was starting to like... It's like he's hitting a brick wall. He's hitting a brick wall. But he's a patient person. He will continue. If it takes until next year, 2026, June, it seems like he's going to drag it up until that point. Well, Sibiya was confirming his Access account number as well. And Nisi said Ramasepile was asking whether this is a money laundering case or what. Well, BALOYI couldn't take the joke because even the judge laughed at this. But BALOYI couldn't take the joke. He said that the accused used accounts interchangeably, and when you transfer funds from another account to another, that's not money laundering. Well, BALOYI said they now moved to another transaction of the 29th of May 2014, a withdrawal in the amount of 2,000 rands at Golden Walk ATM Center. He asked Sibiya if he knew Golden Walk, and Sibiya said that he knew Golden Walk, and he said it's in Germiston, but it's not easy for him to recall who was using that card because Mbali is the one who usually goes to these places. Your Golden Walk in Johannesburg, she uses these places a lot, according to Sibiya. Then BALOYI said this was after he reset his PIN on the 13th of May 2014. So Sibiya said whenever he changed his PIN, Mbali would get access to the new PIN. He never hid anything from her. He said because he lived with her, should he have collapsed, she would be the person to withdraw money to go get him help. So if he was able to find or to hide his PIN from her, he couldn't do it. So BALOYI then moved to the transaction of the 5th of June 2014, a withdrawal of 200 rands at Nongoma Shopping Center in Nongoma. Sibiya said it would be hard for him to recall who withdrew this money because they were both using this card. Now BALOYI asked if there was a time the bank did a verification of his banking details, and I like verifying does not mean that you are the only person using the bank card. That's not what it means. Well, BALOYI now read what he referred to as Home Affairs documents, and he said Nongoma was written as his residential address. Now, I know this, he slipped it in and somehow, but a Home Affairs document, since when? When did it get admitted? Where is it coming from? The way he just slid it in there like it's normal. And considering the fact that there was a time where Sibiya was asking, how did Bokininda know where I came from? How did they manage to take me back home without me giving them that address of Nongoma? Do you guys remember that? And now BALOYI is giving it away with this Home Affairs document that is coming out of nowhere to say that they were able to say that in the Home Affairs he's coming from Nongoma. Did anybody notice that? I was like, Hilang. What is going on? Well, Sibiya was asking where the Home Affairs document was from, its originality, and then BALOYI ignored him and said he was continuing with the withdrawals. Well, after the long adjournment, there was a withdrawal, and he also denied being in Richards Bay. He said he's never been at Richards Bay. There was a withdrawal that BALOYI put into the record from Boksburg Correctional Services of the 13th of July 2014, and he said 200 rands withdrawal at Boksburg Correctional Services. And Sibiya said that he is not in a position to remember who made that withdrawal there, and BALOYI said that it's an unusual area. He asked if there was a person who was detained that he knew. Well, Sibiya said no. And BALOYI said, but do you agree that this withdrawal could have been made by someone who visited an inmate at Boksburg Correctional Center? It could have been, but since it's not even aligning with the incident, why is it your business? It has nothing to do with you. Even if he visited an inmate in Boksburg, it's still not in October 26. And even if he did in October 26, what has it got to do with you? So he was trying to pin accused number 3 now with a... What a mess. This is a mess. So Sibiya said, no, I don't agree because banks or in prisons, banks, or ATMs are outside. So even if you're just passing by, you are able to withdraw from that bank, then you continue with your journey. It's not necessarily that you have to be there visiting an inmate to use their ATMs, right? Okay, I've never been nowhere near an ATM yet. So I wouldn't know. So you guys who've seen such ATMs outside of correctional facilities, specifically this one at Boxback, please let us know. Is there an ATM outside there? So BALOYI then said a preposition was put by Advocate Nisi that accused number 3 was arrested on the 21st of January 2013 and was incarcerated at Boxback Correctional Center and released on the 17th of September 2014. So he's trying to create a meeting. He's trying to create a scenario where Sibia visited accused number 3 at Boxback Prison. He asked, do you want to comment regarding the withdrawal and incarceration of accused number 3? Well, Sibia said, what I can say is that what is stated by Mnisi and this withdrawal does not coincide. Withdrawal of the money. The person that was withdrawing on this day, as I stated, I'm not sure whether it was myself or Mbali. He said, he doesn't know accused number 3. He started knowing accused number 3 when they were attending trial on the 27th of October 2020. And he said the ATMs are not inside the correctional facilities. They are for members of the community to be able to use them as well. So even if you're a member of the public, you use that ATM, there would not be questions as to why they're using it, because these are ATMs that are placed outside. And usually that's the case with ATMs everywhere. There's no ATM that's specially allocated to specific types of persons. It's a public good. It's used by everybody who has access to it. If you have your bank, if your bank can work, your card can work on that ATM, it's used there. I have never heard of a scenario where an ATM is put exclusively somewhere for certain types of people, right? It's very rare. So I'm inclined to believe that this ATM is used by everybody and members of the community around that area. So Sibia now asked BALOYI why was the Standard Bank transactions written ABSA on the left all the way down. Well, BALOYI corrected him here and said it's not ABSA, it's SBSA, which is Standard Bank of South Africa. And then Sibia said, okay, noted. And BALOYI on the 17th of July, Sibia is very vigilant with those paperwork. He is zooming in on details, okay? But he said, but you were at Brakpan License Testing Center on the 17th of July 2014. Is that correct? Well, Sibia said, if that's the date, then I was at Brakpan. BALOYI said you were there. You first made a telephonic appointment. Then you shortly after went in person to confirm the appointment and pay for the booking. So you were in Gauteng on your version of the 17th of July 2014. You still maintain you don't know who conducted this withdrawal of 200 rands. Well, Sibia said that he maintains that he does not know, because when he was in Johannesburg, he would use this card. Even when Bali would use this very same card, whether he was in Gauteng or not. BALOYI said you'd recall that you paid 108 for the Lena booking in cash. Lena license booking in cash. Was this withdrawal of 200 not for the purpose to pay for the booking for your Lena's license in Brakpan? And Sibia said, no, I stated that when I was studying, I would get money from my parents at home. It was going to be of great assistance to us if there was time on this document indicating as to what time this transaction was made. It's possible that this money was withdrawn after, when I was no longer at that license department. While BALOYI said you were at Brakpan on the 22nd of July 2014 at 14:07. You made a pre-booking on the 22nd of July 2014 at 13:55, telephonic booking, and then at 14:07 you went in person to pay the booking fee of 108. Sibia said he had to be there to make this booking, and after completion he'd then go back home where he was residing. BALOYI asked Sibia that according to his version, Mbali was residing in Johannesburg. Why would there be a withdrawal in Nongoma? Well, Sibia said Mbali resided in Johannesburg, but it does not mean that she was not visiting Natal or she never went to Natal. Mbali would go home, as he's already stated, and she's the mother of his child. Well, Baloyi said, did you have any bank cards on you during this period? Well, Sibiya said, no, there were not any. Baloyi then asked, did you give Mbali all your bank cards? Sibiya said, all my bank cards were with Mbali. And the reason was because I had a child with her and I was no longer close to her or close to Johannesburg. I was at home. So I told her that that is someone who puts money in the Standard Bank account, she must use it. So if someone puts the money in the net bank account, she must use it. You see how he's speaking? He's speaking like his money was coming from different sources. So I'm going to say that as a welder and a boiler maker, he was getting maybe gigs here and there. So he was saying to her that whenever money is deposited into that account, she's free to use it. Okay? So he said that when he needed money, he would tell Mbali to withdraw it for her and then give it to people who'd be traveling home. He says every Friday there are cars that would drive straight from Johannesburg to the home states, and one person who would definitely get the money to him. Well, then Baloyi said, but why was there such an arrangement between you and Mbali? It's strange, right? It's a strange arrangement. He's finding it very strange, which lets me know that
Doesn't he have a wife?
Hey, if he does have a wife, hey, I'm worried.
It's strange also. People do live things recklessly. Strange.
Hey,
It does happen.
hey, young Tusa, you are finding it strange that Mama Wengani is left with cards. It should be normal. This thing. Well, he said he should just in my opinion, I felt like people were shocked for him to mention that after yesterday he had mentioned that, he has parents and stuff. And now today he's mentioning that he would actually get Mbali to transport the money if and when it was necessary and he needed it, right? He would transport it by. But I don't find anything hula haba, in my opinion. Like, I'm like, okay, it does happen. Maybe it's because I've seen it happening with other people. So I don't have a strange inclination that he would want to have his mother or the mother of his child remain with cards while she's in Gauteng, because her remaining behind, she had a lot of responsibilities, a child to take care of, family members that are probably judging and all kinds of things. That she can't ask for favors, because every time she would ask, they would be like, you have a man. You know how we do each other. So maybe he didn't want to put her in that situation, He has his own reasons, but I don't find it strange. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't find it peculiar. Well, Mnisi said that he thinks that only demonstrates that Mr. Sibiya was a loyal person. He's surprising everybody that such an arrangement can be made. But that was their own personal arrangement. He doesn't think that they got anything to do with this case, unless, of course, if we are being driven to a certain point. All 4 cards were in possession of Mbali. And Baloyi said we'll leave it for argument at a later stage. Well, Muzi said that the accounts would report to his cell phone. He confirmed this, that he would get every time Mbali made a transaction, he would see the message. So Sibiya paid cash at Boksburg Lena's testing center of 108 rands. This is also proving that he did not have his bank cards with him, in my opinion, because 3 days before there was a withdrawal that Advocate Baloyi mentioned, and then another withdrawal happened like 4 days later. So to me, this is like, okay, he did pay cash and he did have cash. Now what? Well, Sibiya also said that there was nothing strange with Mbali also withdrawing from different accounts on the same day. It's not a crime to withdraw money from different accounts if the money is not stolen. Good point. Well, Sibiya said that if the withdrawal said Brakpan, then he would remember that it was him. It seems that withdrawal here that was made on the same day he was at Brakpan did not have a location for some weird reason, because Advocate Baloyi tried to emphasize, his opinion was that Sibia used the card. Sibia said that just like Gininda, he didn't want to hear it whenever he told him that he knew nothing about Senzo's death. Now it seems like the prosecutor is telling him that he made a withdrawal in Brakpan when he says that he did not. Well, Baloyi now went to the Capitec statement. Guess what? It also had issues. He said the account, he opened it 01/02/2007, the 1st of February in 2007. Sibia denied this. He denied having a bank account in 2007. He said he did not have a bank account then. He was not working. He started having a bank account for the very first time in 2008 when he got a job. And his first bank account was the Standard Bank account. So Baloyi wanted to go through the transaction. And also, Capitec was not that popular in 2007. It would be interesting to know which branch he opened it from, because it was a very rare sight to see a Capitec bank in 2007. Maybe I'm the one who lived in the Bundus or something. But I would go to town. I didn't see Capitec, okay? I remember seeing it in a very dodgy place, and I kept asking myself, because they would use those things they use at the airport before the people entered the bank in the morning. So I used to find it quite strange. I'm like, is this a bank? What is going on in this area? But then it was the building up of Capitec. It was growing still, but even then I don't think I saw it in 2007. I think I saw it around 2012, 2011, somewhere there. So Baloyi wanted to go through the transaction of a bank statement, and Sibia said that he did not know when this specific bank account was opened, and Sibia said that he did have a Capitec bank account, but he did not open it in 2007. It was important for him to raise this when things are not right or they are wrong, and Mnisi stood to object at this point. He said the states need to prove beyond reasonable doubt that this is his bank account. Okay, so Baloyi said that the date is neither here or there. His concerns was that the transaction on the 1st of January 2014 all the way up to the 30th of June 2015 as to when the account was opened is neither here nor there. So Mnisi said that the date is very much real. It indicates when Mr. Sibia and had opened this bank account and had entered into a contractual agreement with the bank. He said he doesn't understand when the state says that the date is immaterial. Nisi said that it's a misapplication of section 236. Then the judge instructed Baloyi to read it again. Wafunda lapho Baloyi. And then after that, the judge now recalled, hi, we submitted in terms of section 220. Remember, I was speaking about that confusion between 236 and 220. They couldn't find what they were looking for to support and argue or counter-argue Nisi's objection. And then they're like, read section 220 now. Well, the judge said that it had Mr. Sibia's name, copy of his document, contact number, address. So that is a prima facie proof. And Mr. Mnisi, if he wants to dispute it, he's good. He can do it. He has a right to do so and he can proceed. Okay. So Baloyi then continued and Sibia said Mbali kept all of his cards. Right. Now Baloyi was asking if Sibia made a branch cash deposit at Fosloras in Naledi. And it seems that Baloyi at this point did not know that you can enter any bank and deposit money for the person whose bank account is affiliated with that bank. You can enter a bank as long as you got the account number. Let me make an example. I want to send money to Standard Bank to a Standard Bank person with a Standard Bank card, and I don't have the Standard Bank card. I can still enter inside the branch of Standard Bank and deposit that money to that person. It's possible, Mr. Baloyi. Yes. And what Muzi was trying to explain to him as well. But Baloyi then conflated another issue now of the card replacement. He did not want to give Sibiya the location of the branch card where he changed this card, that, where it took place. Was it the same location as where he opened his bank account, which was Vosloorus, right? Well, Sibiya made an example of what happens when you lose a bank card in Cape Town and you use that branch to replace that card. Which location would it reflect? Would it still reflect Vosloorus? That is a question that he posed. And Baloyi took offense to this. Even Nisi asked that they adjourned so that they can give Advocate Baloyi, to give Sibiya proper clarification tomorrow. But Advocate Baloyi refused. He said, we give no clarification here. Mr. Sibiya's duty is to answer the question. We put it to you, Mr. Sibiya, that there was a branch card replacement fee of 40 rands. What is your comment? And Sibiya said he will find himself answering something wrong and he doesn't understand Baloyi's question. He needed for him to elaborate for his understanding. Sibiya said he would answer something and then the prosecutor would hold on or use it against him at a later stage to say that he answered this way. He said he could not answer that, okay? He needed more clarity on what Advocate Baloyi was asking him. And Baloyi said, we are not here to speculate. This is your account and this is your bank. Well, did you go into the branch and replace the card? Yes or no? And Sibiya said the prosecutor asked him that question already. And he said that he did change the card. Then he said, was he at this area when he changed that card? Then he said he would not be able to answer that because if this happens, that he writes the branch name, does it mean that that is where he changed the card? Because he wanted to know the summary of it. He wanted to know where in the document, in the statement, is it saying that the changing of the card happened? Sibiya said that, so Baloyi then put it to him, you concede that you changed the card. Can you remember if this was whether it happened at Vosloorus branch in Naledi? Sibiya said the card was damaged, then he needed to change it. And as for where he was, there's no indication of which branch that he changed this card in. So yeah, quite a journey like that, you guys. We're going to continue today and cover this it's like watching paint dry. This cross-examination. Mr. Anonymous, it's a wrap.
Whew. Guys, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Even though you don't press the like button.
It's a wrap.
But we still appreciate
It's a
you.
wrap.
Yeah.